Hi, I'm Shelley, and I'm the owner-operator of The Story of My Life. These workshops cater to many different groups: retirement living, senior centers, adult lifestyle, youth programs, rehabilitation. Journaling can become a healing process, and ultimately at the end we will be producing your story. With these fun and engaging workshops, you will hear other stories. My favorite part is hearing all of the stories. The storytelling becomes such an experience. And funny enough, through the storytelling, it triggers memories for others, and it helps them write their stories. So let me help you write your story today through the story of my life. So each folder, you'll see, so these will be the materials that we'll be working on today. So this is ultimately, and this is what I left for Betty to review, and you can all take a look at this. This is what we will be completing in the series, okay? So this is an example of what we will be completing at the end of the workshop series. And as you can see, it doesn't take long to make a story, does it? Right? I have a lot of teachers in my classes, which is great. I give them a topic and they go crazy. The nice thing is when I created these workshops, I myself am not a writer. And I know 90% of the population is probably the same, right? So they're like me, they're like a horse, they need to be led to water, right? So that's exactly how I designed these, so that it would be more, it's easier, so we gravitate to. And that's what these worksheets are all about, so hopefully it gets us going.
Well, I mean, I was fairly outgoing when I was working, and but I've figured, found in the last 10, 15 years, I've become more outgoing. And, if there's anything going on, well, speak up. Don't be afraid to say what you think and so forth like that, because,
And you've taken on a lot of things with the church and others too.
I hear you're a social butterfly. I'm like, say, so somebody like me who meets you at this stage would have a really hard time believing that you were shy at one point too, right? Maybe I'll be there. Yeah, it's funny how, and that's where people, especially when they start to write their stories, though too, they say, and when we were talking about astrology, well, I used to be like this, but I'm like this more now, right? So we grow into ourselves in different stages in our life too, and it just, we grow more, and that's really what it's all about.
Right? When you talk about astrology, on the weekend, there's this the horoscope in the globe and the horoscope in the star. I look at them for fun.
Fun, yes.
Just to say, well,
That's the idea.
I wonder how this week was. Would it be like that, or could it be like that? And it's like, oh, it's fine, I just pass it by.
And sometimes if something happens, you go, oh, maybe they do have it right? So you can kind of relate. So think about foundation. Make sure that you make notes about those people that really lifted you up. Parents are always a key. So dad is always going to be a key, or moms, or grandparents perhaps, right? Jotting down like a few of those things that come to mind right away, just those little moments, right, were life-changing for you, right? It taught you early on about some of those things that really have helped you along the way. And that's really what our foundation is all about. I think for the most part, we've all parented, right? Whether it's a child, whether it's an animal, maybe it's a sibling, etc., right? We've all maybe looked after something at some point, right? And maybe we've become a mentor as well. So what are some of the characteristics that perhaps you think of that when you're teaching others that you learn from somebody else? And that's how you can look at that foundation a little bit more if it's a little difficult to think about. Oh, there might be so many, or there might be a few that are really our foundation. The story of my life will help you develop your story. And funny enough, upon completion of the story, although we may be looking at it to produce for future generations, the biggest gift will be to ourselves, because we have put the story of your life into words. These journaling workshops will help guide you to write that story.